Alright, welcome back to another video. I hope everybody's safe and sound at home. Hopefully you guys are getting some work done. Remember, if you ever need to contact me, you can call me, you can text me, or shoot me an email. If you want to talk math, you need some help, or if you just want to chit chat about something else, feel free to let me know and we can talk. Remember, to a lot of you, I can help remotely. Not too many students have taken advantage of that. If you need to set up a time in order to help with math or a specific section or topic, get a hold of me. We can work something out. With that said, let's get on to our video lesson for today. Alright, this video will be about equivalent ratios. This is another section in your math strategies class that some students have issues with. A ratio is just the relationship between two numbers. An example would be miles per hour, or in my case, something in like the comic book world, they have ratio variance. What that means, for say every 10 regular comics are produced, they release one special variant. So in order to get that special variant, you have to order 10 of those, and then you get one special one. In terms of equivalent ratios, though, I just want you to think of them as equivalent fractions. So what does that mean? So it means if you reduce the fractions to their smallest components, smallest form, they'll be the same number. Let me quickly touch on 3 different ways you can write a ratio, and then we'll talk about the most common ones that you're going to be using in this section. So you can represent ratios using a colon, so something like 2 to 3, that means 2 to 3. You can use the word 2, so I can write it as 2 to 3, or I can write it as a fraction, 2 over 3. We're going to be mostly focusing on the fraction and the word 2. And the best way to do that is let's go ahead and do an example problem. Here's the example problem I picked. This is one of the questions on one of the quizzes that you might see or you might not. It depends how lucky you get. So if you see this, you have the answer, but hopefully you can figure this out. So what we got here, it says the ratio table below describes the relationship between grapes and blueberries in a fruit salad. So it gives you a chart here, grapes to blueberries. The order that they give you is important. If I tell you grapes and blueberries, that's usually whatever is said first is their ratio. So grapes to blueberries, it'd be grapes over blueberries. So if we look at this chart, looks like we've had for every grapes we have 2 to 0.5 blueberries, we have 6 to 1.5, 20 to 5, and 24 to 6. Since they have the same relationship, their ratios will be the same. I can pick any one of these combinations and I should get the same answer. So if I take 20 over 0.5, I should get the same result as 6 over 1.5, 20 over 5, and 24 over 6. So to find that ratio, I'm first going to I can pick any row of these. I'm going to pick the easiest ones. These have a couple of decimals. I'm just going to take the 20 over 5, and I'll take 20 divided by 5, and I'll get my ratio for this problem. So if I just do 20 divided by 5, hopefully you can say that that's 4 over 1. I'm going to have 4 times as many cups of grapes as I do blueberries. That's a 4 to 1 ratio. So let's read the rest of the problem and see what they're actually asking for. It says Mandy is making 15 cups of fruit salad. What ratio of grapes to blueberries should she use? So we know that the ratio from grapes to blueberries, that's important. Grapes to blueberries. Remember I mentioned how it is important, the order. So the order I told you, grapes to blueberries, that 2 is important. Remember, that's one of the ways we can write a ratio. So I have grapes to blueberries. I'm going to do grapes over blueberries, which I did here when we first solved it. So we found that as 4 to 1. So she's making 15 cups of fruit salad. We first have to figure out which one of these ratios would break down to the same ratio that we came up with. It's a 4-to-1. That means 4 cups of grapes for every 1 cup of blueberries. So the best way to do these is just take these as fractions and reduce them. If you get 4/1, that's your answer. So let's start with the first one. Remember, we're trying to get a 4/1 ratio. So the first one is 9-to-6. I'll do it right here. If I reduce that, 3 can go into both of those numbers. 3 can go into 9 3 times. 3 goes into 6 twice. So that doesn't work. We can try 10-to-5. 5 goes into 10 twice. 5 goes into 5 once. That's a 2-to-1. That doesn't work. 12-to-3. 3 can go into 12 4 times, and 3 can go into 3 once. And bingo, there is our ratio. So you're looking for the ratio from our choices that have the same ratio of these. We calculated, I could have picked anyone. I could have done 2 divided by 0.5. That would still give me my 4/1. So now I just got to match that up to any of these. Hope that helps. I might do some more lessons on proportions. Proportions and equivalent ratios are quite important when you do cooking. If you have to adjust the recipe for the amount of servings you're doing, it has some real practical applications. Hope this helps, and I will get back to you for another video next week.